Let me quickly welcome the three-man panel who will be speaking when the SGF walks in for the closing ceremony. First off, I'd like to welcome the Chief Executive Officer and Principal Training Institute of Principal Petroleum Training Institute, Efrun Wari. Let's welcome Dr. Henry Adebowale Adimula. You're welcome, Principal, sir. You're welcome. Give me a round of applause. Thank you very much. I want you here, sir. In the middle. Blessings. We'll sit here. It's just three people. 1, 2, 3. Okay. There's the gentleman representing. I've been looking for you since. Goodness. Please come. Please come. Please come. Okay, Deputy General Manager Strategic Planning, Engineer Olayinka Agbola of the PTDF is representing the ES of the PTDF, and the moderator of the... Please give a round of applause. Thank you very much. A round of applause for him. And moderating the panel, I'd like to welcome Dr. Mrs. Blessing Enakimio, Director of Event at Brevity Anderson. Give her a round of applause. She will drive the conversation.
Good morning, distinguished ladies and gentlemen, and it's a pleasure to be here as your moderator for this panel. I shall stand on all existing protocols just to keep to time. Right, so this panel session is exploring powering economic growth and development in harmony with natural resources, oil and gas, blue economy, energy diplomacy. I'm going to start my questions with you, Dr. Henry, if that's okay. As the CEO of PTI, how can the Institute contribute to fostering inclusive economic growth in oil-rich regions like the Niger Delta, particularly in terms of skill development and capacity building?
Thank you.
It's on.
Thank you very much, the moderator, and my pleasure to be here today, also to speak to the theme of this discourse. The Petroleum Training Institute, by our function, were established to train and develop capacity of Nigerians for the Nigerian oil and gas industry. For 50 years, we have been doing just that, and proud to say that we have contributed our quota to the development of that sector in Nigerian economy. Now, to the specific question of how PTI can contribute also to inclusive economy, our goal is to be sure that we upscale and rescale and give people the necessary tools to be able to participate in this economy. What we do at the Institute is to train and develop a capacity, which we have been doing, and specifically to make it more inclusive, especially taking into consideration the needs of the host communities. I believe that one of the reasons why the PI was established was also to be able to take into consideration these communities. We have established functional skills development academy, which we use to train people to have different skills. And I believe that some of the people that we have trained have also been empowered, and today they are entrepreneurs on their own right, and they have set up their own small businesses, which enables them to participate in the economy and also to make a living and not rely on government to provide jobs. So that's one of the things we are doing. And at our stand, we have a number of suits of all these opportunities that we advertise to the people to see exactly what we do.
Okay, thanks for that. If I pick on that same question, following on with you, you talked about the Skills Development Academy. How are you making sure that the delivery of your training is tailored to each, say, location or whatever the context might be? Because the world has changed, and how we deliver training has to change as well. How are you identifying the skill gaps in these different locations, and how are you adapting your delivery of your content?
Yes, thank you very much. First, in identification of the skills gap, we partner with a number of critical stakeholders like the NCDMB. We know what shortfall of skills there are in the industry, and we get that information. Taking that information, we use it to develop content, to develop curriculum, which are then delivered to the people. Now, apart from that, we operate in the Niger Delta region of the country, and our years of experience in this region also enabled us to identify what skills the people are actually in need of. We have participated in this through the amnesty program. We have participated with a number of state governments to identify their specific needs, and we have a number of partnerships with these state governments. We have MOUs, and with them and through them, we identify what are their specific needs. These needs are then brought back to the institute, and from there, we drop specific training needs. How do we deliver to make sure that it's in tandem with the next? We use technology a lot, okay, and we have a lot of one-on-one contact. Basically, what we do is to impart skills, and that requires a lot of practical content. So at the institute, we have a number of facilities which enable us to achieve this.
Okay, thank you for that. Mr. Laink, I'll come to you now. Looking at it from a PTDF point of view, how can the fund support initiatives help PTDF align with sustainable goals around energy development?
Thank you very much. First of all, let me express the apologies of my executive secretary, who will have wanted to be here in person himself, but for some other urgent functions he had to attend to. Then going to your question, PTDF is the agency of government that is directly mandated to develop capacities in the oil and gas industry. And we all know that now the issue of sustainable energy development and keeping to environmental standards is an issue that is on the front burner right now in the energy industry. And we are taking note of that in our capacity building programs, because we relate with the industry a lot, and we get a lot of valuable feedback from the industry from time to time. The skills gap audit he was talking about, it's one of the things we do, which is fundamental to the programs that we develop. We always do a periodic skills gap audit, working with some other partners and other collaborating agencies in the industry. And when we do the skills gap audit, it gives us an idea of the skill set requirements in the oil and gas industry and in the energy industry at large, and the areas of need, where the gaps are. So we have an idea of where we need to build capacities to actually bridge those gaps. And we have a number of programs that we've developed to bridge the gaps. Basically, three major approaches. We have the human capital development programs, we have the institutional support programs, and then we have research and development for technology development. So under the human capital development programs, we offer scholarships at the master's and PhD levels. That's the overseas scholarship for Nigerians to go to some of the top-rated institutions around the world, where they can study in areas that are directly related to the oil and gas industry, to the energy industry. And then locally, too, we give scholarships to students in some of the federal universities in the country. And it's an ongoing process. We do it every year. In fact, the overseas scholarship scheme for this year, the process is currently on right now. We advertise, and then we get people to key into that process, and they have to sit for an interview. after which the best ones among them are selected to go for those programs. So we have that scholarship, then we have other training programs which we have done to bridge the gap on areas where we find that there are skill set requirements. We've done training, welders training and certification program for welders in the oil and gas industry, and we have trained people to different levels of certifications in that area. We also have training for university lecturers, software training on the use of some critical software that are used for seismic interpretation and for exploration work in the oil and gas industry. And then we also have training for also university lecturers in the area of modern tools that are used for conducting teaching and for conducting research, which have benefited them greatly. And when they come back from those courses, they can actually impart knowledge better to the students in the universities. So a number of training programs are being done, not to waste too much time, because we have quite a lot. But I can say that the scholarship program, we've trained more than 14,000 Nigerians since that program started, and it's still ongoing. Every year, we look at where are the critical areas of need, and we tailor programs so that we can sponsor people to go and run those programs. And even for people who are already working in the industry in different areas, we have industry training, which is geared towards building their competencies on the job. So while they're on the job, they're also receiving training, and we train most of the agencies of government in the oil industry, in the energy industry, and other areas where training is needed.
Okay, Mr. Olayinka, if I stay with you on that point, you've talked a lot about the scholarships you offer. What's the impact? Have you been able to measure the impact of these scholarships? So when they go to other countries to get these qualifications, do you monitor them as they come back and actually deliver on what they learn? And is what they have learned relevant to what's here in Nigeria? And I suppose, how is it applied?
Like I told you, before we send people for training, we look at the critical areas of need, the areas that are relevant to the needs of the industry, because we engage with people from the industry on a regular basis. So they are the ones that give us those areas which we now sponsor people to undertake.
Yeah, I get that you sponsor them to go, but the issue I'm asking is, when they've done it and they come back, is there a way to measure that the impact is actually there, that you are achieving the whole point of funding them?
Yeah, we monitor them when they go and come back, and we have a PTDF alumni of scholars, which we use to track the progress of the scholars. Most of them that have gone out, they've come back to take up jobs in the oil and gas industry, and some that are already working, they still come back to their job, and they are doing very well. Some of them are working in different locations around the world right now, mainly due to the training they were able to receive from PTDF. And for the lecturers, what we do is encourage them to go and come back. They come back to the university because we have a collaboration with some of these universities to make sure that the people that are trained are the young lecturers who still have several years to spend in the university, so that they come back and impart knowledge to the students. And of course, we track their progress.
Okay, thank you. This question, I suppose, I'll pose to both of your organizations. Over the years, things have changed. The way vehicles have changed. The way houses are built has changed. But the classroom really hasn't changed that much. You still come in, you've got desks or tables and chairs, and you've got a board in front of you where the teacher would stand to teach. So not much has changed classroom-wise. However, how we learn over time has changed. There's a lot around, obviously, technology-led learning. There's a lot around social learning. is there any consideration within your organizations on how to adapt your programs to cater for the Gen Zs who obviously learn on the go, information is available to hand? What are you doing to make sure your organizations are sustainable through time?
Thank you very much. Perhaps maybe the structure of the classroom may not have changed very much, but reality, a lot has changed. We are not training the same way we trained 20, 30 years ago, and especially since the COVID taught all of us a lesson, and we have had to adapt, really. And today it's very possible to learn on the go, as we rightly said. And one of the things we do at the Institute is also to encourage this kind of learning. We have a program for lifelong learning, kind of a school of industrial continuing education, where you can continue to learn at your own pace, using a lot of technology and a lot of materials that are available online. That is what we are doing, and we'll continue to adapt to be sure that we're ahead of the game, really.
Thank you. Mr. Lanka?
Yeah, for us, we have also taken cognizance of that, and inbuilt into our scholarship programs, we always provide laptops for our students. All of them have laptops, even the ones that are studying locally here in the country. And we have also developed some training programs in the use of information technology for different activities in the oil and gas industry. We also sponsor conferences, workshops, and seminars on this particular area, just to sensitize people to the need to embrace IT, because now the world is going IT. You have a lot of people that work now remotely, and people need to have the right skills to be able to function effectively, with that development. So we sponsor a lot of conferences and workshops, and then we are also looking at the issue of digitalization of operations in the oil and gas industry, and to see where we can build capacities so that people can have the necessary skills to be able to function, in a very digital environment.
Okay, thanks for that. My next question, again, might probably be relevant to both of you. When you look at the West and their programs, it's very geared towards cleaner energy. We're moving away from fossil fuels. There's not a lot out there. I think even the University of Oxford has scrapped their petroleum engineering degree. Now, when you're sponsoring sponsoring people to go to the West, for instance, for their training, what they're learning, is it relevant to Nigeria's journey? Or do we need to consider adapting our own training programs that are relevant to where we are on our transition journey? What's your take on that, and what are you doing around that?
Okay. I believe that we should tailor our training to our own needs today. We're not training for the West first and foremost. We're training for ourselves to develop our energy industry. For us today, energy is still largely dependent on fossil fuels. And also we are transiting, we are adopting more of gas technology. What we are doing at the Institute is to realize this, and also to consciously establish a center for gas technology development in the country, which we are doing currently in the Institute. We're also doing a lot of R&D. We're realizing that, yes, eventually one day we'll have to transit. Then should we continue the way we are? No, we are getting ready. We are doing a lot of research in these areas to identify what is best for us and now and in the few years to come. So we are adapting, but we are not losing sight of the fact that this is where we are on our own journey, and we have to go at our own pace to derive maximum benefits for our natural resources and exploit it in a sustainable manner.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Lanka?
Yeah, for us, we also realize that, we need to concentrate on our own needs right now, just like I said, while also keeping an eye on the issue of energy transition. We know that the government has made a commitment in that direction for net zero decarbonization by 2060. And now the government has set up an energy transition working group, which already have designed some key objectives to try to increase investment in the area of renewable energy and clean energy, and to improve investments, especially in the power sector, in the transportation sector, and in the cooking sector as well. So we've taken note of that, and we're building capacities, trying to develop different training programs to be able to key into that broad objectives of the government, while at the same time we are also, we have not jettisoned our role to also develop capacities as much as possible in the oil and gas industry. So we're looking at some areas of technology to enhance the operations in the oil and gas industry, while at the same time keeping an eye on what developments in the area of energy transition, and to try to see how to build capacities to ensure that government realizes its objective in that area.
Okay, so we're going to wrap up now. If you just give your last 1 minute summary that you would like to share with the audience.
PTI will continue to contribute to development of capacity in this energy sector. Currently, we are developing the national operational standards for all the skills in the oil and gas industry in partnership with critical stakeholders like the NCDMB, Octan, and NBT. We believe that we are positioned now and in the future to continue to deliver on our mandate and to build capacity of Nigerians in the energy sector.
Thank you. Mr. Blanca?
PTDF, we are fully committed to ensuring that Nigerians participate effectively in the activities in the oil and gas industry as well as in the energy industry, and we will continue to develop new programs, new initiatives to be able to take advantage of developments that are currently occurring in the industry. We will try to support conferences, workshops, and seminars that can advance these issues so that we can bring people together to continue to talk about these issues and to provide solutions where solutions are necessary.
Thank you very much. Thank you for your time, my panelists, and thank you for your attention as well, audience. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Before you stand up, just hold on. I'd like to very quickly acknowledge the presence here of His Excellency, the Secretary to the Government of the Federation, Distinguished Senator Dr. George Akume. Your Excellency, a very warm welcome to you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Yeah, Permanent Secretary, sir, if you can please do us the honor, sir, of presenting the plaques to our panelists. Thank you very much. First off, we would like to say thank you to Dr. Henry Adimula, Principal PTI. And next, we would like to say Next, we would like to say a big thank you to Mr. Agbola, representing his principal, the Executive Secretary of PTDF, and to our moderator, Dr. Blessing Enakimio. Thank you very much. So once Blessing receives, we'll take a quick family photo. Family photo, sir. Family photo for the panel. Let's close the panel quickly, and then please, as soon as you take this photo, kindly go back to your positions. Thank you very much. Sorry, hold on. All right, thank you, thank you, thank you. Please give the panel one more round of applause. Thank you very much.